Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investment. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brand here at Master Investor. If you're new to our community, ensure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you know when we go live or upload a valuable video that can literally change one's finances, as long as we apply the information that we're learning from here at Master Investor. We have products and services on our website. Click the link in the description. We have digital courses and ebooks to help us build true wealth. It's all about understanding the difference between the assets and liabilities in our lives. It's all about determining what is really an asset, including personal relationships all the way to business relationships, right? And sometimes we even have to fire customers in our businesses. Some customers are toxic customers, and we need to learn how to spot them and be able to take away all liability that is not beneficial. Now, not all liability is bad, because some liability might be a luxury item that we enjoy to have in our lives. So let's choose our liabilities wisely, but most importantly, let's focus on acquiring real assets, meaning a business or an investment that we control with our companies 100%, and those assets are producing as passive income and sometimes capital gains income, depending of the asset class and the asset itself. Okay, so two types of income that comes from investing. The type of income is, one of them is passive income, and the second one is capital gains income. Majority of people attempt to build capital gains income because they lack financial education. So ultimately what happens is that they end up losing the money because whoever is investing the money for them also doesn't know what they're doing. Usually those people are salespeople or brokers, and they don't make money through investing. In other words, those are fake teachers, fake mentors. That's why we created our community and our company here at Master Investor, which mission is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education. Made simple, we look at creative opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. Once we understand that knowledge is the new money, we will begin to acquire and seek the right knowledge. Not all information is good. We have to pick and be wise when we take on an activity that might require us to give attention or energy. And so if we're not following the right data and we're doing a bunch of activities in regards to that data based on that wrong data, then we're going to be creating results that we don't like. So if you're interested in creating results that you expect out of your life and do it successfully like the ultra wealthy, then the first step is to acquire financial education. Okay, and then from there we're going to lay out an investment plan and pick out which asset is going to be our first asset that we will be acquiring that will produce passive income and capital gains income. But specifically, like I mentioned, if you never had assets or you don't have any assets on the asset column, then the main focus is to acquire the first asset that will create passive income, because rule number one in our community is that we focus and work to build passive income. Then once we begin to create that passive income, we turn around and multiply the profits in capital through sound investing. We need financial education for this. It's the only way to escape the rat race successfully. There was a study done a while back that says about 80% of people in the world dislike their profession. Now, if you love your job, we need great employees. We need those specialists in those areas that people need services from. However, even those people who are happy at their job and they are living their dream, because I was one of their purpose in life, and they found their purpose, which that's great. Many people don't ever get to find their purpose. That's why they're unhappy with their lives. So sometimes it's good to feel bad, because now we can think of what we truly want. So don't take for granted those days that we don't feel 100%. Let's write down exactly our ideal scene, the way we want to live. And then we're going to reverse engineer that. The main focus to escape the rat race is to focus on building the assets column. So in the financial statement, we will learn that we'll have 6 different important words, okay? And those words are the income column, expenses column, assets column, and liabilities column. And then it's cash flow. We're going to take control over the cash flow in our lives, and we're going to improve the assets column by acquiring real assets that are producing passive income. And sometimes, like I mentioned, some assets, as we diversify our portfolio in different asset classes, because we're going to avoid putting all of our eggs in one basket, okay? It's not smart to do that, okay? We want to, in one asset class. A lot of people say diversify within one asset class, so they begin to get different assets in just that one asset class, such as paper assets. Like people have stocks in different companies that they purchase, and that's all they have in their investment portfolio. They have no businesses, they have no real estate, they have no crypto or commodities. All they have is one asset class. So that is recipe for disaster, and that is something that a person with a lack of financial education would do. Okay, so let's avoid being average. Begin to invest in oneself. Self-development and financial education are key investments that we need to take on right away. So one thing we talked about yesterday that I would like to just piggyback a little bit on it, because it's important. We said that in order to stand out from the crowd, from our competition, from the world, is by being unique and challenging our core values, going in deep and figuring out how to improve our knowledge, right? Let's not just take other people's opinions and make that our reality. A lot of people are living life with the old rules of money because they were passed down to them from their grandparents and parents and so forth. Those rules were passed down from generations that were here years ago, and everything has changed. We have the new world of money, which is based on creating debt. Is how money is created, is with debt. That's why all debt is tax-free. So the first thing we need to understand is the history of money. Go back to see how money has evolved and what is money today. Majority of people haven't grasped the fact that money is monopoly money, is fake money, is fiat money. It's an idea backed up by confidence. So once we understand that, because August 15, 1971, that's when President Nixon separated the gold standard from the US dollar. From that point forward, money became monopoly money and became debt, which was the best experiment in my opinion, because it allowed us to create wealth fast with debt, meaning other people's money. It's not even our money. So the key of this new economy is to learn how to manage debt, utilize debt to become wealthy and create tax-free wealth. Who doesn't want that? Because it's not how much money we make at the end, but how much money we get to keep and keep working and multiplying in different asset classes, right? Moving that money from an asset that is cash flow, and obviously that's where we got those profits, and now we're putting it into a different asset that is also going to bring us positive cash flow, or like I mentioned earlier, maybe even capital gains income in some instances. But we're going to focus on creating passive income, okay? Because that's how true wealth is created. Passive income is the same thing as positive cash flow. And some assets can only bring capital gains income, all right? So, but here at Master Investor, our strategy is to always focus on building and acquiring assets that will create passive income, because when we do that, automatically we will have opportunities for capital gains income. But what is going to give us true financial freedom is the cash flow, the excess of positive cash flow that we're receiving from our assets that are producing positive cash flow instead of capital gains income. So we can start with a business. A lot of people have great ideas, but they lack many of the integrities that creates a successful business. That's why we created the cash flow triangle, which explains the 8 integrities of a successful business. And when we study them and we master what each mean to a business, we will see the entire world different. Every time we walk into a business or we get presented with a business, we'll be able to tell if that business truly has the 8 integrities. So it's not the product the most important. We're going to stop looking at just the product of a business. We need to look at the mission, the team, the leadership, cash flow, communication, systems, legal, and product. So the product is not the most important integrity. It's one of the most important integrities. The 8 integrities are key to building a cash flowing and long-lasting business that turns into a real brand. Because we don't want to just create a company that is a commodity, meaning that it can be replaced quickly by another competitor because it lacks the legality. So learning how to do the boring things, we talked about that a few days ago. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch our videos. And make sure you click the link in the description somewhere around this video to have access to our vault of knowledge when it comes to building wealth. We keep it 100% authentic with the ultra wealthy mindset. We are the #1 brand of money, business, and investing in the world. We keep it exactly how the ultra wealthy operate. We are more than an investment and capital management company. We're here to elevate the financial well-being of humanity. So every single piece of content that we create is to empower our financial IQ so that we can solve financial problems. I also would like to talk about how we can go viral in today's fast-paced world with this technology that we all have access to, which we have never experienced before in history. It gives us an opportunity to become wealthy fast and create financial freedom, which is important because then we can live through our purpose and can accomplish our dreams and now, okay? Being able to travel around the world, checking off all the things that we have on our bucket list. It's important to act now. One of the main difference between the wealthy and the poor is how we spend our time when we have free time. So wealth is measured in time, not just in money. It's a combination of excess of cash flow and obviously how long can we go without working and still be able to thrive with the lifestyle that we like to have and without shrinking ever. In fact, we can always live above our means because we have our positive cash flow coming in, our excess of passive income from our assets, and it's growing because our assets are real brands that are expanding constantly to new markets because we have chosen correctly. So it's all about making wise choices in life, having prudence, right? Being prudent with everything that we do, including our smallest steps that we take every single day. So don't take it for granted. The ability to have all of this knowledge with one click. Literally, we're connected with the entire world, so we can create viral pages using different platforms, social media platforms. We don't even have to put our face on it. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, well, can I make money without? Of course, we can make money without having to put our face on anything. In fact, we encourage people who is becoming a master investor within our community. A master investor doesn't need to ever show their face. We're creating and acquiring assets, so it has to be something external from us. As I always say, we need to detach ourselves from our businesses. Now, I do what I do because I enjoy doing this. It helps my communication skills. It makes me a better leader. So I encourage everyone, if you never created content, you may have a lot of messages to share with the world and improve other people's lives. And at the same time, we can monetize that skill. So let's hone down on our strengths and what we love to do, and learn how to monetize those passions by creating and acquiring products with systems that can do the selling and telling for us and can continue to solve that problem that we created or acquire a company that is solving a specific problem, because every business in the world is created to solve a problem. So the question always is, what type of problems do we want to solve? A lot of people that are poor are greedy. It's not the wealthy. I'm not saying that all wealthy people are generous. There are some wealthy people that inherit money or won the lottery, and they are greedy at the core, because money magnifies who we truly are. So if we are great people and we're generous without money, then when we have money, then it's going to magnify. So it comes down to self-development. That's why I always say it starts with the mind when it comes to building wealth. But what we mean is, like, we need to unlearn what we've been taught about money, because what we've been taught about money might be wrong, and we need to update ourselves with new data and people that have already done what we want to do and listen to them. We have to be very unapologetically with the people that we surround ourselves and who we listen to. Sometimes we need to be laser focused, and that means cutting a lot of the distractions that we may be bombarded with on a daily basis, and learning how to say no more often to protect the deeper yes of our dreams, right? And so a lot of people are too easy on saying yes because they feel bad that somebody's going to think they're rude or whatnot, and they feel peer pressure. We need to be very unapologetically and removing anything that is distracting us from our financial goals, which those are very important in our lives. Why? Because they create freedom for us. That's what becoming a financial investor does for us. It creates total freedom. Who doesn't want to have freedom? Everyone does. Even if a person loves their job, he or she wouldn't mind having extra cash flow coming in from investments that he or she do not have to be present to make that money. Who doesn't want to have freedom units that are printing money for us, cash cows, right? Everyone does. But no, everyone knows how to get them, because the world lacks financial education, because the school system was, let's say, hijacked, for a lack of a better word, in 1902, 1903 by John D. Rockefeller, which is one of the wealthiest families in the world. They instilled a mission in the school board that basically says they want two types of people out of the school system, from the time that a person goes to kindergarten to the time that they graduate. Two types of people. Number one, those who want to defend the corporations of the wealthy, which are the government, meaning soldiers. So they want to create soldiers, and those who work for the corporation of the wealthy, which are the employees. That's why inside of our digital course, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On, we will find a total guide on how to start building financial freedom and true wealth and getting results immediately. We can literally execute. There are practical strategies within the digital course. It has 49 chapters with 540 plus pages, full with financial education, made simple with literally step-by-step guide on how to start our business and turn it into a brand, how to find the niche, how to create the first ad, how to acquire the first client on autopilot, using systems, using an email autoresponder, using email campaigns that are created for us, putting all the pieces together so that we can build a pipeline into our bank account. There's no reason why anyone should be complaining about money with all the tools that we have today. If a person finds themselves complaining about money, we need to ask them to take a look at their financial education, because people start panicking and they complain when they lack knowledge, when people get angry, and when people react to things is because they lack the knowledge. So the first thing we need to do is to get more knowledge. That's why what we're doing right now, having this dialogue about money, listening to a video that is helping us improve our financial IQ, not just any funny video out there. There are plenty of funny videos. There are plenty of comedians. Now, if you want to be a comedian, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You may want to create assets that will create passive income to pay for all the living expenses and the liabilities and all of the things that we may have in our lives. And if you want to start a career as a comedian, then you can do that because you don't have to do it for the money. You're doing it because you love it and you have the cash flow coming in from your assets. And so that's the whole goal, to create freedom in our lives so that we can thrive through purpose. Majority of people never get to tap into their purpose, even though they want to. We all do. We all have talents and skills that we want to showcase to the world and share with the world and improve other people's lives. It feels great when we can impact the world, and we should all do that. We all are unique and special in some way or another. And just the fact that we're here breathing in this beautiful reality, we must be grateful and blessed to be able to do this. So the first thing that we need to focus on is mastering the game of money and how to become unique among the competition, among 7 billion people plus in the world, right? With all the technology, anybody in the world can be a competition. So what we have to do is stay ahead of the competition. How do we do that? Is by implementing the strategies that we find inside of our digital courses. We have 3 right now. The 10-year rules of money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. Our 4th ebook is going to be released in the next month or so. It's called How to Raise Capital to Build Wealth. And the 5th ebook will be released very soon after that as well, which is going to cover all the legalities of our businesses and investments that we undertake, which are overlooked and left out by many financial uneducated entrepreneurs, right? And financial investors as well. Because at the end of the day, we must treat our small business when we start out like if it was a big business already, so that we cover all angles and we expect greatness out of that business. And when we have the business become the great thing that was created to become, we need to treat it as a small business as if we're starting out, so that we continue to cover and improve the bottom line of that business by acquiring more assets within that business. Because remember, just like we have our personal financial statement, by the way, when you get How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On, you'll find inside the digital course an asset that is a financial statement, which is blank, and anyone can download that, or all of our members can download that into Excel and fill it in, update it every single day, every week, monitor the cash flow of that financial statement. And when we look at that, it's going to help us understand how to improve that bottom line or the positive cash flow that we're controlling within our financial statement. And it's going to tell us if we have any assets, any real assets, and what are liabilities, and we're going to be able to improve our finances tremendously just by doing that one exercise, okay? Because the foundation of true wealth, as we said it many times in our content, is the ability to read financial statements and improve them, being able to spot opportunities where other owners do not see them. In other words, we can find mismanaged assets and businesses and investments that are literally being taken down by the owner because they're not implementing a certain strategy that we see and we will implement when we take over, and the business can turn into a gold mine. It can turn into a real printing money machine for us because it's going to give us positive cash flow. And there are a lot of businesses out there that are being given out to the world because the owner does not innovate, does not have all the integrities placed in the business. They may be distracted about something else, and they haven't set the entire system or systems for that business to run on itself and grow. So we need to take a look at what we have inside of the financial statement and our personal financial statement, and every investment or business has a financial statement on its own that will tell us exactly what is the income of that business, the expenses, the liabilities, the assets, the cash flow, how is it flowing, how we can improve that, can we improve it? So the financial statement is going to tell us the real story behind anyone or any entity that is touching money. And so even if a person has no money, that person still has a financial statement, and we can see why the person has no money, because maybe that person doesn't do anything. And a lot of people are where they are today because they don't do anything. They think about things too much. Now, it's good to be a perfectionist. I always say it's good to want to be making things greater and greater as we move forward, but we have to act. We have to take massive action. We have to hone our craft, what we do best, our skills, right? Improve our strengths, nurture that. But we need to showcase it, and we need to let the world give us feedback so that we can even improve faster. But a lot of people are stuck in fear because they're so scared of people's opinions. And we need to understand that just feedback. It doesn't mean that it has to be a reality. We have to build thick skin when it comes to building wealth, okay, and building business. And now, I'm not assuming at all that anyone that is watching this will create a YouTube channel with their face and will start doing videos. That is not truly how we build wealth. Now, it's a way that we can build wealth because our videos can go viral, and then now people start recognizing our faces, and we can basically sell anything to that viewer by providing a solution to their problem, something that they really need, because we all need something in life. We're always looking to buy something. Everybody's always dealing with money. So even if we can put that message in a product, a solution in front of them so easily that they don't even know it's coming from us, that they can grab and purchase and repeat again, then that's true marketing right there. That is targeted marketing. We have figured out a niche, and we put in that product in front of them with a system of systems. So, you know, people can go viral today creating YouTube channels and using social media, like other social media platforms like TikTok, to create revenue through selling and promoting referral links from other products without showing their faces. We have AI that will create a video for a person in less than a minute with whatever story we want it behind. So today, that would be the fastest way for a person to start creating passive income and experience the first sale on autopilot without having to work. Yes, we have to put in the effort at the beginning, but once it's set up, that viral video can collect as many sales as it can possibly collect. There's no limit. So we need to understand the power of the internet. We need to start using it and begin to execute in our lives, specifically when it comes to investing. A lot of people are frozen when it comes to the topic of money because they just don't have the financial education. That's why I want to invite you to get inside of our inner circle, join us here on our mission at Master Investor. Click the link somewhere around this video. I believe it's somewhere around the description here below. And it's going to take you to our website. Enter your email. It might ask you for your name, basic information so that we stay in contact. We're going to also add you to the newsletter if you would like to. We'll have you opt in for a newsletter and to get free articles every single time we publish one, okay? With financial education. Everything that we do here is literally to inspire and to make true leaders, wealth entrepreneurs, and master investors. It takes financial education. 3 types of education that exist in the world: academic education, professional education, financial education. The school system lacks financial education. All financial education was removed back in 1902, 1903 from the school systems because the school systems were put on a mission to create two types of people, like I mentioned earlier on our video on today's talk, which is soldiers and employees. That's what we learned inside of the cash flow circle, which is basically detailing the circle of money in the world. Everybody participates in this circle. And in that circle, we find 4 players. And we're all playing the game of money. So we figure out which player we are playing today. What role are we playing with? And do we want to switch to the other side? Do we want to make a shift in the players that we are today in regards to the game of money? Inside of the cash flow circle, we will learn that the players on the left side are the employee and self-employed. On the right side is the business owner and inside investor. On the right side is where wealth is created. On the left side is where people work for what we call earned income or active income, or also known as ordinary income. And it stacks at the highest bracket. If the individual doesn't show up to work, then the person doesn't get paid. Okay, and this could be a person that is an attorney that has to show up to see the clients. He or she is still selling time for money. It's a self-employed. Now, on the right side, we pay the least in taxes because the laws are on our favor. Because as we say, we live in a capitalist country, and at least in the United States, but it's basically around the world like that. And when we build passive income, because we are doing things that the government wants us to do, such as investing in oil, food, energy, and basically anything that will improve the economy and, of course, the community or the country itself, or humankind for that matter, because now we're impacting the entire world. Now we're not just doing business in our local community like it used to be, because before there was no internet. People didn't promote online. People promoted in the yellow pages at some point, right? But before the yellow pages, it was hard to promote and get the business word out there. And it was very hard to even sell around the world because there was no internet. There was no way for them to order the products if they were in a different place. So today we have the leverage of the internet, which we can sell at the speed of light. We can have 1 million people looking at our ad or our products on our website. We can have 1 billion people. We can have 3 billion people. We can have as many people as we want looking at our websites and purchasing our products at the same time without having to wait for one another to make a purchase first. They can all make a purchase at the same time. That's the power of the internet. Think about that for a minute. And then think about what skills we have today that we need to nurture. What do we like to do? Let's nurture that. Can we make a product? Can we acquire a product? And can we create something that will make people join our community, join our mission, join what we're doing, right? What type of products do we want to create for the world? You might have skills that you need to share with the world because there are people that want to learn more about those skills, about what you're an expert at. And how can we improve our finances today and being unique from the rest? Financial education and taking action and looking at ourselves, at our core values, what we believe in. Our belief system needs to be updated constantly. We need to go back and challenge that. We don't need to be cynic or have some sort of assumption when it comes to what we are presenting with, a new opportunity, something new that we hear. If it sounds too good to be true, it might be true. Take a look at it. Let's do due diligence. We don't lose anything. That's what I'm encouraging everyone here in our community at Master Investor who's listening to this right now, is to take massive action with our financial goals. First, get financial education, invest in oneself. No one can take that away from us. And begin to take massive action as we learn it. We need to have a plan of action every single day before we get up. We need to know exactly what we're going to do on that day. Now, we don't need to be having cognitive loading, if you will, right? We need to avoid getting stuck by having too many things to do. Make sure we're executing. We need to take action, small steps, whatever we can do right now that will stick, that is something positive, and a small task is a big task at the end of the day, because we're literally creating this confidence behind ourselves and what we're doing on a daily basis that will improve our future tremendously, right? Think about that. Small steps every day for the entire year will make a huge difference. 18 minutes a day on any activity puts us at the top 1% of that field. So let's talk about money, at least for 18 minutes like we're doing every single day here, so that it puts us at the top 1% of the entire population in the world of 8 billion or whatever many billions of people exist right now. A lot of people never figure out the game of money, and it's something that humans have always dealt with, right? Even before money existed, we traded things with each other, right? You had chickens and I had cows, and so now we wanted chickens, and now I give you some meat in exchange for the eggs and whatnot. And so money became a thing to make that transaction happen, to make this transaction. So money affects everything at the end of the day. We can't go far without. It's as important as oxygen is, or as important as water is. We need to understand how to make money work hard for us. Job number one of a wealthy entrepreneur is to raise capital, to learn how to build a company that raises capital, number one, from the front end, from the end user, something that the end user wants today. They are in need of this solution, right, that we have, and we put in that in front of them with systems, so we don't have to be involved in selling any of that. So it's raising capital from the front end. Sales are coming in every day, profits are coming in, and it also attracts money from the back end, meaning from the investors, like private investors, banks, and family and members, because the business is solid. It has a foundation filled with legalities that are protecting the company's products and services and what it means to the world, right? Protecting that, or registering the logo, trademarking that name, so that no one can come in and take that away from them, right? So now it became a true brand and it's making a profit, which means it has business integrity. Anyway, take massive action. That's the message. Let's do it. And little tasks that we can go ahead and act on right now. So if we have something on our plate, let's do it right now. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Small steps every single day. And let's talk about money more and more, because if we want to create true wealth, we have to have these conversations. We need to be comfortable talking about money all the time and thinking big, and of course taking action by having an investment plan set out for us, that we are actively involved in undertaking those activities in regards to the investment or business that we are acquiring. So we're not giving our money away to anybody to invest it for us, because here at Master Investor, we're creating true leaders, wealth entrepreneurs, and master investors. A master investor is an inside investor, which is an active investor. It's someone that is actively involved in investing and raising the capital and putting the deal together and attracting the partners and putting the team and the systems in place and creating the brand and incorporating and calling the lawyer and communicating with the entire team, the CPA, choosing the right team, firing people, upgrading the people. We are the chairmen of our companies. We're not the CEOs of our company. A CEO is not the biggest position in the company. A CEO is still an employee. We are chairmen of our companies, which is the highest position. We direct the board of directors and we make the ultimate decisions, but we have to focus on building assets that can create money, of course, without us being there. That's why the internet is so powerful, because people are making thousands and millions of dollars, and we can create wealth rapidly by utilizing the algorithms of social media and how viral we can go throughout the entire world selling products that we don't even own and control. All we're doing is referring other people's products to people that actually need that product. Make sure you click the link in the description, watch the video from yesterday, and let me know what you learned on today's talk. Bring you the good and bad news of money, the business principles at work in all economies. Thank you for having me again on this amazing day. And of course, ensure to share this extraordinary video and like it, because it's gonna help us in improving our views and getting more members into our community here at Master Investor. Remember the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset puts money in our pocket whenever we're not working, and is composed of a system of systems doing the selling and selling for us. And a liability takes money out of our pocket whenever we're working or not. It doesn't matter. It just withdraws money out of our pocket. Now, not all liabilities are bad. Our businesses will have liabilities. We will have liabilities in our life. But most importantly, we will be in the business of acquiring assets before we acquire liabilities. And if a person already have liabilities, figure out which liabilities need to be cut out immediately and begin to focus on building the asset column. Some liabilities, we have to keep them. So like I mentioned, we may want to have a liability in our life, but before we acquire that, let's use that money to our capital to create a business, to launch a new brand into the world, so that we can use those profits that we're creating with that company or that investment that we did to pay for the liabilities expense. And that way everything is free, because we not only getting the money back which we invested to create that business, and now we're still printing money to pay for the liabilities expense, and we have no money into the deal. That means we reach infinite return on investment, which that means that we have no money into the deal and still controlling the cash flow and the profits of the deal. That's the holy grail of investing, is literally controlling assets that we have recouped our money back if we invested any of our capital into that deal, and it's still controlling the profits and the asset and everything that has to do with the investment, so that we can move that into a new asset as well. So everything is free at the end of the day. We position ourselves to get everything for free, legally and ethically. So the holy grail of investing is infinite return on investment. That's when we have no money into the deal, because we have recouped the money back, and we continue to receive positive cash flow from the investment. Anyway, bringing you what works in today's economy. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Thank you again for having me and spending time, which is the most valuable asset we all have. So the difference between difference between the wealthy and the poor is the way we invest our time. So today, by investing time in our financial education, that makes us better financial investors and above average. All right, click the link in the description, join our inner circle. I'll see you inside of our digital courses. When you get in today, whatever asset we add after we get in, we will be grandfathered in forever at no additional cost. So it's a win-win relationship. Let's create our partnership to build passive income and true wealth. Stay extraordinary and wealthy. Bye for now.